So I shared a video this morning, scheduled to actually release today, about gaslighting and applied behavior analysis, because over my past, 3 years of running this channel, it's a little over that now, I've experienced a number of different situations with that I would characterize as gaslighting 100%. If you want to check that out later, you can go check that out later. First of all, overwhelming support via text this morning, as well as direct messages and stuff that have come in, comments. I really appreciate that. Like, I cannot say enough that the 200-300 people that I've heard from over various different mediums, in comment sections and direct messages and emails, like that's super reassuring, and I can't say how much it means to me. I'm gonna work on replying to everything over the weekend. I took a day off. I might be sunburnt and a little off today because I was taking a day off to go hike and snowboard. I've also engaged in like 2.5 hours of cardio today, so I'm a little off. So just a heads up. Now, the next thing is just a quick, like, I'm okay, I'm doing good. When I made that video, it was, what's the word? It was influenced by some events that happened in January. Same time when that was going on, I contracted COVID. It was just like a mess of like 3 weeks. And the way that I go through things, at least myself, is like I deal with it personally with my close inner circle, and then I potentially decide to share something. This one I sat on for 3 or 4 weeks. I didn't know if there was anything worth sharing, but for me, the thing that I hated most in behavior analysis was like when I wasn't warned of some sort of like how it really works in our field. And this was one of those circumstances of like, there are good faith actors and there are bad faith actors. And sometimes they're the same person, and sometimes they're the people you look up to, or they're the people on ethical boards. And like, it's really messed up. And so as a result of realizing this over multiple times over the last few years, in the most recent one, I was just like, I'm going to put something out there that's like how I actually feel about things, but also saying, watch out for this. And unfortunately, I can't share more details, because if I do, that gets hit with cease and desist letters or other statements of libel that are like not true, but like money wins in this society, and like legal issues are not things that I want to be dealing with. So take it at face value, obviously. What's like super ironic about this is I recorded that on Tuesday, edited it, and scheduled it to release Wednesday for Friday. That's just because I do one a day. There was no particular reason or order. And set it, upload, and Thursday morning, 8:58 a.m. Pacific time, I get an email from Facebook that there's changes to my Facebook page for the Daily BA, because over 230 people on Thursday reported it for fake news. And what's crazy is, I know that you rent this space. So first of all, like, I understand that you're renting space on somebody else's platform when this happens. But with a page that's not obscenely massive, and like I don't have a direct contact with Facebook, there's no way to like change this at this moment. Like, I can wait, but their policy says like that's not going to happen. So what happened as a result of all of this fake news notifications, so I guess rewind so I can explain how this happens. People can see a post, they can right click, and they say, I want to report this post for something like fake news. This is a hack that's been used in a number of different communities, not just in behavior analysis. I don't know if it's being used actively in behavior analysis all the time, but what happens is people realize that en masse, if they click and report these sort of things, it'll temporarily ban a page, disable a page, things like that. Depending on how many times you get these sort of things depends on what the repercussions are. For this particular one, with the volume of what happened, I cannot actively post things. It says your page has been reduced in distribution and other restrictions because of repeated sharing of false news. I don't know when I ever shared false news. I don't think science is false news. And the point that that's where like society's getting is like really freaking scary. Like, it should scare us all. And so those 230 reports happened on Thursday. Remember this gaslighting thing, and like the exact thing that I posted about today is like this happened Thursday. Like this original event happened in January, the most recent of them, of the gaslighting attempts, and then on Tuesday I record this. I decide to upload it. Thursday this all goes down. Friday I'm like, well, this is still relevant, I guess, and like it goes out, video goes out. So while there's all this overwhelming support, what's happening is the small vocal minority that wants to impact things like this channel or impact things in behavior analysis that are putting in a good light like I do here. That overwhelming vocal minority is directly impacting the reach and distribution of these sort of things. And I warned people in behavior analysis about this 3 years ago when I started this stuff and I started learning about social media. And I said, this is going to be a huge issue. And it's not a political thing of like, it's how these sort of things work. That when whoever tells like the greatest story or learns how to twist things and make them work, like figure out the gears and levers to press, it alter like that's who's going to win here. And so I personally don't give much care to like fight Facebook on this or like deal with Facebook warriors. It's just like not things that I care to spend my precious time on earth with. So as a result, I've got the 230 complaints that are like feedback here from Facebook, which I don't know who they are. I'll never know those sort of things. But I do have some shared Facebook posts in other groups inside and outside of behavior analysis of people saying let's coordinate and do these sort of things, like 100%. You can go find them. There's a popular occupational therapist that is on Facebook. I don't know how popular. I don't even know the person. But if you search around, it's been trending in the little AVA communities today. You can see those sort of things. So that is I guess the status of Facebook and what's happening here. And it's just so ironic that it has to happen after I've recorded this video about gaslighting and this very sort of issues. And so things that I'm considering doing as a result of this is where I want to get to. But I want to underscore, I guess there's two things. First of all, the people that commented, people that showed up tonight to like listen in, I really appreciate the support, like 100%. I cannot say that enough. The issue is that we have a small vocal minority that's like directly impacting the reach and distribution, and like my efforts then aren't reaching. Like I can record and edit a video, share it on Facebook, for example, right now, and it will not reach people. Like it is not going to show up. It's like similar to shadow banning. So with this, like there's a whole number of like correlated data sets, like people checking out certain videos and things like that on the page. So where I want to kind of go with this, I think, is that I'm going to work on posting things directly on YouTube here, live streaming directly on YouTube like I am now, and then putting them over to my site. I don't think I'm going to pay any attention to Facebook and like cross-posting. Like it's not worth the effort. So part of this video is to say, if you like the stuff that I'm putting out there, follow on YouTube, as well as I'm going to have a link, it's down below, for my newsletter on the website. You can either check out the website whenever you wish, or you can sign up for that newsletter. I have to add in this context that this newsletter was set up to where originally I wasn't going to advertise or like self-promote those sort of things, but I'm going to hit that newsletter up, say, here's your unsubscribe, things have changed, and I need to actually use this as a distribution method. So that's like the changes that are going on, is like because of what's happening on Facebook and the distribution reach, which mind you is also owned by Instagram. So like overnight, both of those pages are like no longer useful. The 20,000 people that follow across Facebook and Instagram, like I can't reach you on those channels. So I need to rely on YouTube and my website. And then I'm also looking to alternatives of where I can reach. This is part of what happens when you create stuff online. Like I said, I'm renting space from these places. I get it. I'm not big enough to be able to talk with these people and like explain myself and like try to change these sort of things. So I'm gonna look to alternatives, and I'm looking forward to the day in which a Web 3.0 shows up. Like the blockchain technology and the tools that are being developed in the cryptocurrency world are designed to where they will help prevent things like this from happening, and I'm so excited about those. But yeah, that's, I guess, my 10-minute rant, it looks like, or 12-minute rant of what's going on. In short, the TLDR is that people have learned how to report things as fake news that aren't fake news or false news, because I'm not even a news page on Facebook. And what happens as a result of that is I can no longer use that as a distribution method, both Instagram and Facebook. And the ironic part of this, like I said, was that I had posted this gaslighting video, or I recorded it today, but I recorded it on Tuesday, and it happened on Thursday, all this Facebook stuff. And so that's, I guess, some of the context as to the video, what I think I can do next. But Facebook is going to be quite quiet, it looks like, because it has been completely cut off. So sorry, but this is what happens when we have a very small vocal minority that people are afraid of or don't want to necessarily investigate, or whatever the heck's going on over there. Yes.